Good morning. We will call the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting Wednesday, February 21st, 2024 to order. Let the record reflect we are missing two commissioners, Commissioner Cattermas and Commissioner Bush. First item this morning on our order of business would be the opening ceremonies, Pledge of Allegiance. We will move on to item one in our order of business this morning, and that is the order of business. Mr. Kaluschek, is there any changes to this order of business?
Good morning, Commissioner Frederick. There's no changes to the order of business.
Okay, thank you. Hearing that, Commissioners, do you have any comments or concerns with the order of business? If not, I'd look for a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Item 2 this morning is our minutes of the previous session, which was January 17th, 2024. If there's any changes or comments regarding those minutes, or otherwise I'd look for a motion to approve as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll move into item 3 on our regular agenda this morning. It's a Renaissance Zone application, REN-001-2024. This is to consider a request for a Renaissance Zone project at a property with the address of 446 18th Street West and legally described as lots 4 and 5, Block 2, second replat of Prairie Hills First Edition subdivision. Looks like Mr. Josephson will be presenting that this morning.
Pardon me for that. Sorry about that. Steve Josephson, City County Planner. This is a request for Renaissance Zone status for a project. The applicants plan to purchase this property. This is known as where the old Dan's, the old family fair was, just to the north of the mall. They plan to do extensive repairs to it and then split it into 2 units. One of them, apparently they have a retailer that's committed to it, and I believe they have negotiations with another realtor. Staff recommends approval, and I believe the applicants there should be a representative from Milco who is on the phone to give their presentation.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Hi,
Good morning. Could you just state your name for the record?
Bobby Miller, with Milco Investments.
Okay, did you have anything to add this morning?
I mean, I appreciate you guys all being available this morning. We're looking forward to redeveloping the former, what was a family fair. I know it's been vacant for over, I think, approximately 5 years. We've maintained a very nice relationship with the seller, Nash Finch, out of Minnesota, or Spartan Nash. We actually were in town a couple weeks ago visiting the property with some of our contractors. Our plan is to convert it into a multi-tenanted property. One of the known tenants, which I can publicly disclose, is Harbor Freight Tools out of Calabasas, California. It's going to take preliminarily the northern approximate 17,540 square feet of the building. If you're facing the building, is on the right side. I believe they're in for permits and have already been permitted. We're discussing, we have 3 tenants interested in the remaining south side of the building, which is approximately 20,000 square feet. And depending upon how we can reconfigure that, and which we can accommodate for loading, and sort of with their heights, we're deciding, which of the 3 make most sense. We're either going to take 2 of them or 1 of them because they're two 10,000 square foot tenants or one 20,000 square foot tenant. So we're reconfiguring, we're analyzing the financials related to those deals right now, but we anticipated having fully leased and hopefully open and operating by the fall. I know the property will generate jobs, an income tax to the municipal and state for sales. But as in any startup, there's costs that are the expense to renovate the property is a little bit higher than we anticipated. So anything and everything helps. So we appreciate the consideration for the rent zone, which would suppress the taxes for the first 5 years and put less stress on us as a landlord and our retailers, which would hopefully allow them to be more sustainable for the future.
Thank you. Commissioners, any questions for the applicant?
Commissioners, there was just one more thing I wanted to add, which is for a rehabilitation project. The cost of the project has to be at least, of the investment has to be at least 50% of the true value is assessed by the city. The current assessment is approximately 2.4 million. The cost of investment is 2.1 million. And there are some significant improvements that need to be done. Apparently there's collapsed water and sewer line there, and then also what they call demising the site, splitting it up into separate units, which means putting in a wall and splitting up all the electrical and heating and air conditioning and plumbing. So just wanted to add that. I didn't add that before when I came up. I just wanted to put that on the record.
Thank you, Mr. Josephson. Commissioners, any other questions for staff or the applicant before we open the public hearing? Okay. At this time, we will open the public hearing regarding this Renaissance Zone application. If there's anybody in the public that has any comments or concerns regarding this application, you can step forward to the podium, or you can call into 701-456-7006. Anyone in the public have any comments or concerns regarding this Renaissance Zone application? Hearing none, we will close our public hearing. Commissioners, you've seen all the information, heard from the tenant. Is there any other questions? Or if not, I would look for a motion on this application.
Mr. Chairman, move the City of Dickinson Planning and Zoning Commission recommend approval of REN-001-2024. The Milco Dickinson LLC Renaissance Zone Rehabilitation Project is being consistent with the City of Dickinson Renaissance Zone Development Plan, as well as being compliant with the City of Dickinson Comprehensive Plan, and also being in the interest of public health, safety, and welfare.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Thank you, and hope your project.
Thank you very much. Look forward to being in town and appreciate all the cooperation and assistance.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, we will move on to the next item this morning. This is a public right-of-way vacation, VAC-001-2024. This is to consider a right-of-way vacation for the remaining 213 feet of 66-foot wide right-of-way known as the First Street Southwest between GTA Drive and 48th Avenue Southwest in the City of Dickinson, ETZ. This portion consists of approximately 0.65 acres. Mr. Skaluzacek.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. So the applicant is requesting to vacate the remainder of the public right-of-way east of 48th Avenue Southwest, which is roughly about 210 feet. And the purpose for this is to improve operations as the applicant deems fit for Baker Boy Industries. And further information is in the transmittal letter that they supplied. Thus far, we've had no comments on this from a staff standpoint. And previously, trying to look back, I can't recall, this was the last couple of years, they vacated the eastern portion of that right-of-way. And so this is just kind of as they've acquired more property, vacating the remainder. So, and the applicant and their representative are here to speak on behalf of their application.
Thank you. Does the applicant have any comments they would like to make this morning?
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. Curtis Freeman with KLJ. Just to kind of repeat there, they're looking to vacate the westerly 213 feet. Prior years, they vacated the easterly 426 feet. Just for future expansion, they're looking to expand to the north there. They purchased some property to the north, and now they just recently purchased some property to the west. And so they want to just vacate that entire street, and so that they can look to expand and stay in Dickinson. So,
Thank you. Any comments, questions? All right. All right. At this time, we will, if there's no other comments from staff or commissioners, we will open the public hearing regarding this right-of-way vacation. Anybody that has any comments or concerns regarding this right-of-way vacation on First Street Southwest between GTA Drive and 40th Avenue Southwest, please come forward or call into 701-456-7006. Anyone in the public have any comments or concerns? Hearing and seeing none, we will close the public hearing. Commissioners,
I move the City of Dickinson Planning and Zoning Commission recommend approval of VAC 001-2024 as meeting all the requirements of the city municipal code, also being in the best interest of public health, safety, and welfare.
Second.
who's that? Second? Mr. Okay. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All right, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We will move on to the next item this morning. This is a preliminary major plat, PLP-002-2024. To consider a preliminary plat for the Dickinson South Cemetery Second and Subdivision, being a parcel of unplatted land located in the south half of southwest quarter of the northwest quarter of Section 16, Township 139 North, Range 96 West, located in the city of Dickinson's ETZ. The site consists of approximately 7.6 acres. All right, looks like, Josh, you're handling that also?
Good morning again, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. City of Dickinson seeks to plat what is the second phase of the Dickinson South Cemetery, and is located adjacent to what is now the Dickinson South Cemetery, which was platted back in 2000 and included 8 blocks, 7 lots per block, and 8 plots per lot. The Dickinson South Cemetery second subdivision will add 24 blocks, 5 lots per block, and 20 plots per lot. The plot sizes and layouts for the drive aisles match what were previously platted for the Dickinson South Cemetery, and the subdivision of land meets all expectations from the Dickinson Municipal Code. And then just as a side note, so the Dickinson South Cemetery, we recently, earlier in 2023, we constructed the drive aisles into that, and we are selling plots already. So this is just kind of a preemptive measure to try to plat out additional, and then whenever the need may be, have it available. So with that said, I'll stand for any questions.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Skaluschek. Commissioners, have any comments or questions regarding this? So if I'm looking at this right, we've got the first 8 blocks in, right? Or did we do more? The first 8 are in?
The first 8 are in, yes.
Yeah,
And then the drive aisles are in. I can't remember the length, but it's not a very long distance.
Okay. All right. Any comments or questions for staff regarding this not, we can open the public hearing on this. At this time, we will open the public hearing for the final major plat, which is for the Dickinson South Cemetery. If anybody has any comments or concerns regarding this final plat, please step forward, state your name, or you can call into 456-7006. Yeah, let me rephrase that. Anybody that has comments regarding the preliminary major plat, not final plat, my apology. For the Dickinson South Cemetery, please step forward. Hearing or seeing none, commissioners, what are your wishes?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I move the City of Dickinson Planning and Zoning Commission recommend approval of PLP 002-2024 Dickinson South Cemetery Second Edition, or Second Subdivision, as meeting all the requirements of the Dickinson Municipal Code and also being in the interest of public health, safety, and welfare.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. We will move into item D. This is a final major plat. And I'm gonna turn this one over to Commissioner Bullinger, because I do have some interest buying a couple of these lots, so I'm gonna abstain from this one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item D is the final major plat, FLP-001-2024, to consider a final plat for State 9th Edition, being the replat of lots 4, 5, and 6, Block 1 of State's 8th Edition, located in Section 5, Township 139 North, Range 96 West, located in the city of Dickinson. Site consists of approximately 3.09 acres. Mr. Sluzacek.
Good morning, Commissioners. If you recall, this preliminary major plat was approved at the Planning and Zoning Commission on January 17th, 2024, and ultimately at that point, no changes were proposed. So similar to what you altered, or basically same thing as what you've already seen. The applicant seeks to replat the existing commercial lots into 8 individual lots. 3 of the proposed lots would front Fairway Street and would accommodate commercial development. The remaining 5 lots would access 8th Street West, and those lots are intended to be residential. Let's see. There was also a proposed rezone for that northern part, and so ultimately that was approved. So with that, I'd stand for any questions, and the applicant's representative is here.
Any questions for staff? Did we make a change to the entrance points from the north, from 3 down to 2, or was that already in place when we reviewed it last month?
Great question. Yeah, that was something that was in progress at the time. The North Dakota Department of Transportation Dickinson District Office reviewed that, as well as with some of the local government staff, and they ultimately agreed with my assessment of going down to 2 approaches on the north side.
Any other questions? Mr. Josephson.
Yes, just wanted to add one more thing, which is in our subdivision regulations, there is a part of it that said if you either have a residential rezoning or you're platting a residential subdivision, to go to the park board, to get with the park board for their, for their recommendation and what they're requesting in terms of either land or fees in lieu of. And the applicant did go to the park board. That should be in your material, and they are requesting fees in lieu of dedication of land. So I just wanted to put that on the record.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Josephson. Any questions? Okay, applicant here, have any comments or insight?
Good morning, Commissioners. Andrew Schrank with Highlands Engineering representing the applicant. Nothing to add. Staff gave a nice summary of the plat here, so just here to address any questions if you may have them.
Thank you. Any questions for the applicant?
Thank you.
Doesn't look like it. Thank you. With that, we'll open it up for a public hearing. Anyone in the audience, feel free to step to the microphone, state your questions or concerns, or you can call in to 701-456-7006. Anything from the public? Hearing none. Commissioners, any other questions for applicant, staff? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve or deny the request.
I will make a motion. I move the City of Dickinson Planning and Zoning Commission recommend approval of FLP-001-2024 State 9th Edition as meeting all the requirements of the Dickinson Municipal Code and also being in the interest of public health, safety, and welfare.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. With that, I'll turn it back over to Mr. Frederick.
Thank you, Mr. Bullinger. We will continue on our agenda this morning with item 4, public issues of concern not on the agenda. If there's anybody in the public that has anything they'd like to address the commission with today, they can step to the podium or call into 456-7006. Anyone in the public have any comments or concerns that they'd like to address with the commission this morning? Hearing and seeing none, we will close that portion of our agenda and move on to item 5. This is items not on our agenda, which would be commissioners. If there's anything you guys would like to bring up this morning, this would be your time to bring anything up. Seeing none, we will move on to item 6 as our work session item this morning. This is our Curaleaf annual special use permit review, and it looks like Mr. Josephson is handling that this morning.
Right. Thank you, Commissioner. Steve Josephson, City County Planner. And actually, we will let the applicant handle that. About 3 years ago, the city approved a special use permit for for Compassion Center. It's changed names. This is the distribution center. It's changed names, and and now it's Curaleaf. The reason why they come up annually is to let the city know that they're still meeting all their state requirements, and that was a condition of approval for the special use permit. And I believe the applicant, the owner has a representative who's here. So do you want to come up and give a presentation, please?
Sure. Good morning. My name is Whitney Montani. I'm the Director of Compliance for Curaleaf in North Dakota.
My name is Heidi Ward. I'm the General Manager of Curaleaf.
We did not prepare a presentation. We provided a letter in support requesting this appearance in front of the commission this morning, which is just kind of an overview of what the dispensary looks like. Not a whole lot regarding operations in that packet, but we have complied with all requirements of the special use permit and are, again, as Mr. Josephson stated, here just to see if there are any questions or anything that we can answer regarding to dispensary operations.
Thank you. Do you have any questions this morning regarding this? Looks like all your certificates are in order, so I think this is just kind of a cross our eyes and.
Right, commissioners, seeing how they've submitted all their certificates, and also there've been no complaints or anything on record, that this is just saying that there's no action that needs, staff doesn't recommend any action, and the applicants will be back next year to
Okay.
give a report. And that's it.
All right, thank you.
So that said, we don't need motion to okay. Thank
No, no, you don't. The only reason you would is take an action is if they had if they were no longer in compliance with with the conditions of approval.
Well,
Thank you.
well, with that, it looks like you guys have complied with everything we've asked you to do, so I appreciate you guys coming in this morning to
Sure. Thank you.
give us a little update on how things are going. So, all right. The next item would be item B, and also Mr. Joseph is handling, this is the Vision West Housing Access Report for 2024.
Right, Steve Josephson, City County Planner, and I believe Daniel Stenberg from McKenzie County is, hi Daniel, how are you?
Great, how are you guys?
Good, good. Mr. Stenberg is with the McKenzie County, it's Economic Development Corporation or Economic Development, is that correct?
Yep.
I know you wear a couple of hats over there. We just wanted to make the Planning and Zoning Commission aware of this report. I'm on this committee, Housing Committee that Vision West set up, although I'll tell you, most of the other people on there were much more knowledgeable about housing issues than I was, than I am. And this report was put together, and it has a number of list of different programs available to to individuals and to local governments to help defray the cost of housing and to assist people in either acquiring or building new housing. So it goes through, it lists the different programs from the North Dakota Housing Association, also from the federal Housing and Urban Development, and the U.S. Rural Development, U.S. Department of Agriculture Rural Development Program. But what I found interesting in here is there are a number of local governments that also, counties and cities that also provide incentive programs. I wanted to make this available and also see if we could put a link for this on the city's website so that people who are looking for homes and looking for some assistance, can go to this and read what's in it. And I'd like to ask Daniel, can you talk about some of the local government incentive programs? I know every once in a while I will hear from a commissioner, is there anything a local government can do to assist with, with construction of new housing?
Sure, yeah, thank you, Steve, and good morning, commissioners and commission. Yeah, so Vision West, if you guys aren't aware, it's an organization of about 17 or 18 counties in western North Dakota. We get together every 2 months in person in a different community in North Dakota and discuss issues of concern or issues of interest to our region. And so there's probably about 7 or 8 committees. One of the committees that was started last year was housing, and I got appointed chair of that. And it's just a unique situation. Every community has a housing challenge, but there's just so many different ways that it can be approached. And so, like Steve said, there was we included a bunch of some federal programs, some state programs. But then starting on page 10, we talk about, and I'm sure we didn't get them all, but we just looked for examples specifically in North Dakota done by cities or counties. And it's just a unique perspective of what people are doing. In Wahpeton, or the Richland-Wilkins Joint Powers Housing Authority program, they had a certain amount of money come from a Fargo-Moorhead Diversion Authority settlement, and so they through those funds they're guaranteeing builders who are going to build a spec house that house will sell, and if it doesn't sell, they will purchase it within a year of that construction. And from what I understand, they haven't had to ever buy the house, but it provided a little bit more assurance to the builders to build there. In McKenzie County, we've done a few programs as well. We did a shovel-ready lot program. We did a housing development subsidy, And then a home builder construction loan program is the one that is our most current one. But Dunn County's been doing something with down payment assistance. There's can do building permit waivers like City of Williston, Hazen. I'm not going to read all of them. You can see them in the report. But it's basically the idea with this document was to just provide one place for people to get ideas for their community, see what other communities have done in the past, and see if there's something that might work for their community. I don't want to take a lot of your time, but if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And thank you, Steve, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Daniel. And the Housing Committee continues to meet. We're going to have a meeting, I believe it's in March. So we continue to meet. And as I said, these are people on here, they know a whole lot more about housing than I'll probably ever know in my lifetime. So anyway, I just wanted to make the Planning and Zoning Commission aware of this, of this report, and just generally let the community know about it. And I'm hoping the city will be willing to publish a link to this. So if there are individuals who are out there, either individuals or builders or people in the finance community who would like to access this, realtors who'd like to access this, this resource, to make it known and available. That's it. This was just more informational than anything else, but knowing what's happening to the cost of housing, not just in the country, and also especially here in Western North Dakota, where the cost of housing is outstripping what people are making, and it's becoming the cost of that is becoming a larger portion of people's income, even to the point where people who could afford it are having difficulty now. I think anything that could be made available to the public will help.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Would you send this report out to the regular commission also? I mean, we
Yes.
always are talking about affordable housing ideas.
And I should say affordable, but housing affordability.
Housing
As
affordability.
opposed to a federal any
Right.
federal program. But this is to help to build more housing and to help people acquire, give them a better opportunity to acquire housing.
We're
And that's
facing
an
that
issue here in Western North Dakota, especially if we want people to stay here and work and be productive members of our community.
I mean, we're facing an inventory shortage of available housing now in Dickinson, so, I mean, maybe some of this can help some people.
Okay, but
with
we
what's out there.
can schedule it for city, for city commission,
Or at least get this report out so they can
to
review
the
it.
commissioners.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Daniel. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Stenberg. Next item this morning is the Renaissance Zone update, the 10-year extension. Mr. Josephson?
Yes, thank you, Steve Josephson, City County Planner. I just wanted to make you aware that the Renaissance Zone for the city expires at the beginning of July. And as you're aware from previous meetings, the state century code was changed so that the city can extend their Renaissance Zone program for 10 years instead of 5 years. We are just starting the process now of doing that. I've been in touch with the school board. They are going to schedule, we have to give presentations to the school board and the county commission and get secure letters of approval for them. And then we also, as a courtesy, go to the park board, because these are all taxing authorities. And the Renaissance Zones, tool for local government is giving an incentive by limiting by limiting the assessed value of a property for right now for 5 years. So the city will need to get letters of support from, at the least from the county commission and from the school district. So the city's in the process now of arranging a meeting in front of the school district and school board, and I believe that's going to be in the middle of March. And I've also talked to Mr. Skluzacek about scheduling a meeting in front of the county commission to give a presentation about this program. So I just wanted to make you aware that that this is happening, and we hope to bring this to Planning and Zoning Commission in April or May, and then to City Commission right after that.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Josephson.
And one more thing I'm going to bring
Sure.
to you is, if you remember, a couple of months ago, you approved or last month, you approved amendments to the Renaissance Zone that match the state, the new state language in the Century Code. Well, I was going through it today. I did one section, and there's another section I need to make compliant with it, so I'm going to bring that back
Okay.
to get that, just to make them consistent. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mr. Josephson. Commissioners, anything else? I think that's our agenda this morning. If not, I would look for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We are adjourned.